Alrighty, folks, Mr. Snow here, doing another deck profile for an extremely casual 6 Samurai build. December 2019. I apologize, I've recently moved, so I don't have my old setup, so audio might be a little not quite as clear. But again, I will just kind of talk off the cuff with this one like I did with the last one, and yeah, let's go into this. So our first card in the 6 Samurai deck is going to be Amazoness Archer. Now, for those of you who do not know what this card does, you tribute 2 monsters of yours, and you inflict 1200 damage. Now, for those of you not in the know, you might be thinking to yourselves, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a 6 Samurai deck, why do you have Amazoness? Well, as you know, you can do crazy loops, rezzing your characters and such and such and such and such. So, it's actually not very hard to pull off a first turn KO with this deck. And, yeah. The idea is you get perhaps Mizuho and 2 Shinais on the board. You keep tributing the Shinais, and then you have gateway counters to keep bringing them back. So you just it becomes an infinite loop. And you can, on the very first turn with Amazoness Archer and the red and blue and Kizan and a gateway, you can actually beat your opponent before they get to play the game. It's really, really busted. It'll get banned soon, trust me. Set that over there. Our next card is going to be Shian Squire. He's a level 1 Earth Tuner. More importantly, though, he is a Shian effect monster, and Gateway of the 6, you take out 6 of your Bushido counters, and you can res them from the graveyard. So you can resurrect a level 1 Tuner, and then just keep going into more synchro plays. It's pretty good. Next up, we have Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. I've been debating taking him out of the deck because all I use is Shian Squire, but on the off chance, his monster effect does come in handy, where if he gets destroyed by battle or card effect, I get to float into another Secret 6 or another 6 Samurai, which will almost assuredly be Kizaru. Next up, we have Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume. You only run one of these because you can only use her effect hard once per turn anyway, so you only want to see her once. She's Monster Reborn is what she is. She banishes 2 6 Samurai cards from either the graveyard or the field, and you res one from the graveyard. It's really good, and it helps you set up for Levier plays. Next up, we have 1 copy of Secret 6 Samurai Kizaru. The reason we are using 1 copy, I believe I brought this up in my previous video. I tended to use the same Kizaru repeatedly, and it's been a few months. I've lowered it to 1, and it's been working out just fine. I don't think you need more than 1. So that's it. He's not a hard once per turn, so if you Monster Reborn him, you Hatsume Reborn him, you do all sorts of stuff, you can keep bringing him back to, you can keep using his effect over and over and over again. But I think you only need 1. That's just my opinion, though. Next up, we have the Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. He is a free special summon with a different name. That's why he's in there. That's the only reason why he's in there. We wanted a special summon that also had a different name for Saryuja plays. Alright, I believe we're getting into the 3 ofs. Alright, so we got 3 Mizuho, 3 Shinai. Now, the reason, if you look back at my previous deck profile for this, we were only running 2 copies of each. The reason we're running 3 now is because we took out Kageki. And we took out Kageki because getting hand-trapped was the thing killing me most in these games. So you run 3 of these, you increase your odds of being able to draw 1 and a second one, or 1 and a Kizan. So you play it, and it's a much safer way of getting 2 cards on the field. I think it works out better. The only thing is, you lose the ability to Kageki into Kizaru. But what I've been doing with Kizaru is I've just been Isolde summoning him, so it's been working out. I don't see a reason to go back to Kageki right now. Maybe there'll be some tech released later on. Because like I said, this is extremely casual, and I'm just thinking safest plays here. Next 3 cards we have 3 Kizans. And it's same exact reason as why we're running 3 of the red and blue. They're free special summons, so long as we have a different name. Play them on the field. It's easy to make. They're level 4 Earth, so we can go into Naturia Beast. We can go into Shiens with them. I think it's much better to have these than Legendary Secret of the 6 Samurai, which was the one if you played a Secret 6, you get to summon them for free. But that's a negatable effect. You know what I mean? So the idea with the 3 reds, 3 blues, and 3 Kizans is they're not negatable effects. It's just summoning conditions. So it makes them a lot safer to summon. And then the final 3 monsters in the deck are 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs. They're the best, maybe I don't know if they're the best hand trap. They're my favorite hand trap. They're great if I end up going second. They can stop you from searching. They can stop your opponent from doing some special summons. So I think it's really good. I like them. I like them a lot. I got 3 of them. 2 of them are the Dual Devastator versions. Maybe I'll see about getting a 3rd Dual Devastator box, but probably not. Alright, so those were our monsters. Now we're going into the spells. So we've got 2, I guess you would say, non-archetypal equip cards, I guess, because there's more equip cards, but these are the only 2 that are not, like, part of a complete set of something. Living Fossil is essentially a monster reborn. Divine Sword Phoenix Blade lets us set up the Banish pile for Leviair plays. Good stuff. I'm not going to go too much into it from there, because the last video was 30 minutes, and I'm trying not to make a 30-minute video this time. The next cards are going to be 1 Broken Bamboo Sword, 2 Cursed Bamboo Sword, 3 Golden Bamboo Sword, or 2 Golden Bamboo Swords. I don't know, because it's 1, 2, 3. Anyway, we're doing 2 Golden Bamboo Swords, because I've never felt like I needed more. Doing 2 Cursed Bamboo Swords, because originally I was running with just these, but I would find myself in a situation where I would draw one of these 2 or one of the other 2 equipped cards in my opening hand, and the best I could do is a level 3. So we just add a 2nd Cursed Bamboo Sword so that, hey, if we need to, we can pitch Broken Bamboo Sword to get Kizaru out there. And then we've still got an extra Cursed Bamboo Sword to be able to play the 2 Golden Bamboos off of. So, aside from that, it's just draw power. And that's all it is. So, next up, we have 2 Shien's Dojo. And honestly, the only reason it's 2 is because that's how many dojos I have. I would definitely throw a 3rd one in there, take something out otherwise, but Shien's Dojo, they're really great. The big thing they do is they hold counters for you, and as soon as you get 1 counter on them, you put Shien's Squire on the field, and you can get rid of it to make an Xyz summon or Link summon or whatever you want, and then res it with Gateway. But yeah, Shien's Dojo is a free special summon, so of course we want it. Shien Smoke Signals, free searches. Most of the deck is level 3 or below, so it searches pretty much the entirety of the deck. Except for Amazoness Archer and our level 4 and above 6 Samurais. Okay. Rank up Magic, because we are going for the Zexal plays this time around, because if we can... The whole reason you stopped doing Zexal with 6 Samurais because there was never a consistent way to get him out anymore when they got rid of Summon Sorceress. Well, now you do have a way to get him out with Battle Shogun, which we'll go into later. But you need rank up so that you can turn Utopia into Utopic Zexal. Rhoda, self-explanatory, searches out every monster in the deck except for Grandmaster. Monster Reborn, combo extender. 3 Called by the Graves. Again, we want defenses. My deck is very more, how do I put it? Like the Team Bio 6 Samurai decks. They're very, let's go balls to the wall, let's go all out. play our entire, play all our cards the first turn, and we will live or die by that. I don't like that mentality, because the number of times I've tried to do that, but got Ash Blossomed or Effect Veilered or Impermanence or whatever, Call by the Grave helps against that. It's not a sure thing, you know, because obviously this doesn't work on Impermanence, but Effect Veilers, Ghost Ogres, Ash Blossoms, some other stuff, DD Crows, it works against that. So it's a very good defensive tool to have in the deck. Next up we have the big card in the main deck, which is Gateway of the Six. This is how you play all your plays. This is how you run your entire deck. It was it's limited for a reason. You kept one in the deck, even though you had to kind of get lucky and draw it before now. Now you can search it out. It's fantastic. This is what makes the deck run. And then our final three cards are Solemns. 2 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Strike. It's pretty much because I don't have a 3rd Solemn Judgment, but kind of like Strike. And this is, again, just more defensive options in case we end up not getting the cards we need. We can, you know, we can set these. It helps us out. It helps us with survivability. There's been numerous times where I didn't get the combo off, but I could set a Judgment, and I had like an Ash Blossom in my hand, and I could prevent the enemy from doing their turn, essentially, and stalling out and letting me get the cards I need to get my guys going. So, that is it for the main deck. I'll set that right here. Alright, extra deck. I got new sleeves for my extra deck. It's pretty cool. We are running 2 Saryujas now. 2 Saryujas, it's strictly for draw power and the special summon. We're not trying to attack with it. We don't care about the attack boost. We want to keep drawing because we want that Amazoness Archer, ideally. So we pretty much got to keep drawing for it. We got to draw for the Rhoda to search it out, because odds are, like, at least with me, 99% of the time, I was not getting Isolde to summon the Amazoness Archer. I was using Isolde to summon another Samurai to keep extending those plays. Now, if I had an absolute perfect hand, like if I had a counter generator, 2 Samurai, or if I had a counter generator and 3 Samurai that I could special summon to the field, and then Amazoness, and then Amazoness Archer in the deck, yeah, I could use Isolde to throw the Amazoness Archer in there, because, you know, you would essentially have everything taken care of. Actually, I think it would be a counter generator and 4/6 Samurai. Point is, it's not that reliable. You've overwhelmingly got to search her out, so you want to be able to draw as much as possible. One Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, pretty much the same as before. We're not relying on him anymore. Like, he's not our big, we got to get this guy out on the field. I just like having him in the deck because if things go wrong, I know I can rely on him. We run 2 Isoldes. Previously, same reason, because if one gets negated or something like that, we can go into the next one. However, I'm looking at cutting this down to just 1 Isolde. Given the cuts I made to the deck and how I'm really not using her first effect anymore at all anyway, I don't see a reason to try and play the mind game with 2 of them. So I might cut that down, but as far as right now, she's gonna stay at 2. Battle Shogun's the big one. Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai. I don't like the name, because the Shogun of the 6 Samurai is supposed to be Shien, but Battle Shogun, because Battle Shogun, as far as the lore of the cards goes, he's Shien's Daredevil, essentially just promoted. So I like Great General better, but Battle Shogun, I guess if I squint hard enough, it makes sense. But anyway, he is what makes the deck as powerful as it is now, because he searches out that Gateway of the 6. So he does require you to pitch a card to do it. However, using Isolde, you're going to pitch your Cursed Bamboo Sword, overwhelmingly likely, and you're going to grab a Golden Bamboo off of that. Most of the time, I just end up pitching the Golden Bamboo, because it doesn't matter at that point. I need to get that Gateway on the board. Next up, we have Naturia Beast. If we're running a level 1 Earth Tuner, we run Naturia Beast. Simple as that. And then we've got 2 Shians. Just because he's really easy to make. And he's another samurai, so that he'll generate counters for me. And he's a 1-turn negate. He's not a multiple-turn negate like Naturia Beast is, but he's still really easy to make. You can res him with Hatsume in case you need to, so there's a lot of good reasons to have him. I could probably get away with running only one of them, but for the time being, I'm running 2. Going into our Xyz monsters, so first up we have Leviair the Sea Dragon. He's a combo extender, so we have a lot of level 3s in the deck. And what he does is he reses banished cards. You discard for cost, and or detach, whatever the term is. You detach for cost, and then you get and you get a level 4 or lower monster from the banished pile. So usually I use it with Kizaru just to get his special summon again. I'll special summon him once with Assault, use him up for Battle Shogun, use the effect of Divine Sword Phoenix Blade to pitch him into the banished pile, and then I'll be able to set up with Leviair and get a second search. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. He is in the deck. His primary purpose in the deck is to slide himself under Zexal, and you can get like an 8,000 attack Zexal with 8 negates. It's really, really good. And if you can't get the Zexal set up, his other effect is to negate a monster effect once per turn by detaching 2 cards. So, and it's not just a negate either. It's a negate, and it changes the effect from whatever the effect was to we both draw a card. So it's not Appaloosa good. It's really not. But it's something, and I don't have an Appaloosa. I really want one, but I don't have one. So, there we go. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Primary purpose, we slide him under Zexal. Secondary purpose, it's another negate. Rebarian Shark, you do it with a Saryuja combo, it searches out rank up magic. That's the only reason it's in there. I will say this, though. Remember to do Chainlink 1 on Saryuja, and then Chainlink 2 on this. Because you want the Chainlink 2 to go first, so you want this to put rank up on top of the deck first, and then Saryuja to draw it. So, just a little something. Shadow of the Six Samurai Shiin. We keep him in there. We took out Rihan. We really had no purpose to have Rihan in there anymore. We keep Shadow of the Six Samurai Shiin in there, though, because, 1, he's a Shiin effect monster, so Gateway can res him. 2, he's a Six Samurai monster, so he generates counters for us. But, he pretty much just extends, so if you've got 2 Kizans on the board and you need more counters, boom, you make him, you get your counters, detach Kizan to boost something's attack, it doesn't really matter what you do, and then you can resummon Kizan and go into more plays. It also helps that he is a different name, so he's mostly used for Saryuja. And then, of course, we have Utopia and Utopic Zexal. This is the end goal of the deck. We have Amazonas Archer in there, and it's nice if we can get her. She's not that reliable, though, at least as far as I can tell. I'm sure someone has a foolproof way to get her out first turn, but I'm probably missing the cards. So, Zexal, I know I can get out first turn and stop you from playing the game that way. Amazonas Archer stops you from playing the game by not letting you have a turn. This stops you from playing the game by not letting you do anything on your turn. This is the big goal of the deck, to get him out, and you slide Bamboozling underneath him ideally with 4 level 3s, and you just boost him up to like 8,000 or 9,000 attack, and you get 8 or 9 negates. It's fantastic. I love them. And I'm so happy that we got Battle Shogun, because now we can viably run them again. Set my extra deck right there. We'll go into the side deck. The side deck hasn't changed a whole lot. It's mostly because I took the Called by the Graves and made them into the main deck. I just kind of filled space, so... We got 3 Ghost Ogres. And they're good hand traps. They kill something, so... Yeah, try not to take another 30 minutes for this video, so I'm going to blow through this. Next up, we have 3 Winged Dragons of Raz because I don't have Nibiru. If I had Nibiru, it would be in here, but I don't, so we gotta make do. Artifact Lancia, this is my anti-Orcust. Straight up, you know what it does. You don't get to banish cards. Orcust doesn't get to play. I took the Evenly Matched. If you remember in my previous deck profile, I had Evenly Matched as a main deck card. I took it out for the Call by the Graves, and we made it an extra deck card. It's still a handy oh shit button, and yeah, not much to say about it. Two Twin Twisters, back row removal. There can only be one, other floodgates, stuff like that. It just helps me get around those if the opponent's going to throw them at me. Red Blossom from Underroot. This one might be a weird one, because I had 14 cards in the extra deck and I needed 1 extra, so I was like, all right, let's throw this in there. It can potentially, if I'm reading this correctly, let me reread it again. If this card is in your hand, target 1 spell trap in each graveyard, banish them, and if you do special summon this card. I've got a lot of spells in the graveyard whenever I play, so you get rid of one of theirs, you get rid of one of mine, and you special summon this. You can then tribute this card to target one of the Fusion, Link, Synchro, or Xyz in either graveyard, so theirs or mine, banish that one, and then special summon 1 monster from my graveyard that's different, so if I banish one of his Links in his graveyard, I can get a Fusion, Synchro, or Xyz from my graveyard and special summon it. I haven't used it in a duel yet, but it seems sleeper, you know what I mean? Like, I want to try it, so I wanted an excuse to play it, though I have not done so yet, but it seems decent enough, and I'll keep it in there. Final one is the Great Shogun Shion. He beats Pendulums. So, I don't run into a whole lot of Pendulums. I don't think I've played him in months, but he's in there just in case. And I beat the last video by about 7 minutes. Awesome! So, there it is. That's the new deck profile. Oh, one more thing. I got some tokens. I got a Prime Being token for when I inevitably get Nibiru'd. But, yeah. Like I said, I like this deck. It's performing. It's definitely performing better than the last one, and it's solely because we got Battle Shogun to get me get me Gateway of the Six. The only thing I'll still say about it is it has the same problem of hand traps will crush it. They have a hard time recovering from the broken combo. So it's, in my personal opinion, it's still not like a tier 0 top tier deck. But I kind of don't want it to be. You know what I mean? You definitely got to ban Amazon's Archer, because that's ridiculous. Like, I even feel bad doing that to people. You definitely got to ban Amazon's Archer. And I suppose if you really, really wanted to, you would limit Shinai and Mizuho, because those are the 2 that really make the counter generation go crazy. But aside from that, it's my favorite deck. It's still really fun. I still really enjoy it, and that's all I got. I will add the little blurbs to further flesh out my thoughts in editing. But I think I've taken up enough of your time. Y'all have a great day.